Good evening, November Foxtrot.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Time.
Land Nav Challenge. What?
Sup, Bive?
Hi, Les. Steve. Punish one. Hello, Punish one. Pegasus. Will. Gian Airsoft 2020. They were here early.
Yeah, they were
about 20 minutes beforehand. So,
nicely
done.
Like it.
Harry Badger.
Happy
hello.
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Harry as well. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy Harry Day to Harry.
Woo!
26 years young he is.
He is. He's had an unusually long hypersleep.
Hypersleep.
He knows. He knows.
Right. On this thought, just because you brought it up, Disney has obviously got all of the Alien versus Predator films, right? And the Alien films and the Predator films. No. I have been on a binge of these, right? So I've now watched... I've watched 4. I watched Alien versus Predator. I've watched the first 2 Alien films.
Oh right, so you've seen Alien and Aliens.
Yes, I mean I've seen them before in the past, but because everyone was going on about it, I thought, you know what, I'll give it another go.
Yeah.
The acting is terrible. It's so bad. Like, oh, it's not good. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the fight scenes and like the CGI and the sci-fi, not the sci-fi, the animatronics and all that is cool. Don't get me wrong, like the Alien, cool bad guy and all of that in the films, but I just can't get on with the rest of it, to be honest with you. I've really tried. I've watched them again. If you can recommend a particularly good one, I even was going to watch what's the newest one tonight? The one with like the woman with the green face paint on.
Well, the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah, I think you're watching the wrong program.
That's Wizard of Oz, you numpty.
No, there's like Hunter or something like that. Like it's like a new Predator film.
Prey.
There we go. Prey. I'm going to watch that.
That was very
tonight.
good. I enjoyed that. Completely non-related to like the actual other franchises. It's its own sort of entity, but it's very good.
Yeah. So I have tried. Yeah, Romulus. That was the one, because I know that's out at the cinema at the moment. Harry says that Romulus was awesome. So.
Romulus was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, mixed bag reviews on that. I'm tempted to... I don't know if I'm going to go to the cinema and watch it, but I might wait for it to come out on the download streamings and give it a watch. Yo,
hello, James.
Canaries.
Evening from the three of you. A lot of love for Prey, apparently, on here. So
yeah. It was good.
Anyway, how are the two of you? Obviously, Lance, you weren't here last week. Andy, you've been busy week. How are we all getting on?
You weren't here last week either.
I wasn't here last week either.
None of us were here. We weren't here last week.
Yeah. If you missed us last week, that's why.
Yeah. All good. Cool.
All good.
Lance,
on tonight's show.
I was dying and Mike had work.
Yeah.
I thought, how did your first aid go, Andy? Are you fully fledged first aider?
I am a fully qualified first aider, so any boozes and boo-boos, I can kiss better.
Yeah,
I've only got
really upset when she got really upset when I said, she goes, "What do you do for a grazed knee?" And I went, "Kiss it." She was like, "No." I was like, "Oh, you're
fully certified to kiss injured people now."
I've only got a paper cut, CPR. It's got to be CPR or emergency tracheotomy. Those are the two things I learned in my course.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
Bring me a pyro!
Yeah, the Heimlich maneuver we learned. That was good fun. I want to try
one
that
thing I always remembered was the signs of somebody having a heart attack, and I'll never forget the one of the options. Well, one of the statements was a sense of impending doom.
Yeah, yeah. They still say that.
Whenever you're in the class, I was waiting for it to be like, "Oh, is anyone going to? Oh, me! Can I say it? Can I say it? Sense of impending doom. Woo!"
So one of the lads to see if I've got. Was doing it, and literally where you know the dun, 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 when he said, she goes, "Oh, what's the signs?" He went, "Impending doom," and then press play on his phone.
I was just looking to see if I had that one queued up. I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were a very bad group. I feel very sorry for our trainer. There was me in it for starters.
Yeah, well, sort of already set up to fail, then, isn't it?
Although someone did, everyone else was like, yeah, you can go. Like, you've all passed. Apart from, could you just stay behind? And then the bloke just kind of looked at her like, what have I done?
Abdominal thrust. Oh,
Yeah.
thrust. Love that word. Thrust.
Marky Mark was definitely not
Still the
prepared for this.
Heimlich.
Phone's nearly flat halfway through scoffing dominoes.
Oh, we'll eat them.
My homemade Dominoes is sitting downstairs because I was getting moaned at.
Homemade Dominoes. That's not Dominoes. That's just homemade pizza.
Yeah. But I made it like Dominoes.
Fucking how?
I put a Domino's top on and went.
He put the full outfit on, and he made his other half ring up.
Yeah.
And then I'll make Charlotte run around the block.
String cups from the kitchen to the living room. Hello? Hello? Oh, you donut. Love it.
Right, on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about Military Odyssey, which was last weekend, and we are going to be chatting weapon attachments. Now, with Military Odyssey, we had a little competition between the three of us to see what we could buy for 20 quid as something interesting. Andy wasn't able to make Military Odyssey, but bless him, tried to enter the competition anyway and completely misunderstood the goal.
Well, these two have a gift for under £20.
Well, each.
So
like,
Andy's just gone out and spent 40 quid on the two of us.
Yeah, because that's what I thought it was. But oh well.
I've got you something, mate.
Yeah, out the bin.
It's very small.
Condom.
So to start with, we were going to do or try to do like a bit of a VT video from Military Odyssey. Lance and I, we did try and film an introduction, which I think we did quite successfully, and then the two of us both forgot to take any further footage, and it was raining so heavily it really wasn't the kind of scope to do what we wanted to do.
I didn't really want to be walking around with my phone out just getting piss wet through if I'm honest.
Did you go on the Saturday then?
Yes.
That was stupid.
I was going to go Sunday, but then I was bullied and fucking shoehorned into going Saturday because everybody else was. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll come and get wet through with everyone else. Let's fucking ruin my day and get poorly.
If you don't know what Military Odyssey is, it is an event at Detling Showground in Kent, basically featuring militaries throughout the ages. So you've got everything there from the Vikings, you've got, Andy's gone, you've got Vikings, you've got Nazis, you've got Japanese samurai, you've got vehicles, you've got Civil War. Cowboys, yeah. There's literally all sorts there.
Bootleggers, cow people, should I say? You know how to say cowboys anymore?
Cow people. Were they boys? Were they men?
Calvays?
The event's not too expensive to get into per se. I think it's £20 a day ticket.
Was it the same price last year? I feel like it was more expensive this year. Unless I
can't remember, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I thought it was a similar price.
I was expecting to pay £10 on the gate, and when I got there, she was like £20, and I was like, well,
no, it's £20.
Here's a second £10 then.
Sure.
Oh, maybe I've clearly just forgotten how much it was last year and was shocked when I got £10 in my mind. That's how much it costs now. It's like when I think someone's name is a certain name, that is their name, regardless of it.
Well, you look like a £10 event, so
yeah. Well, you look like a £10 event, so I'm going to give you £10. Fucking take it or leave it.
To give a bit of a spiel, it's a 3-day multi-period living history show held on the August bank holiday weekend at the Detling Showground in Kent. It's packed full of living histories displays, bringing 2,000 years of history into one place. There are, as it turns out, a heck of a lot less displays when it is hammering it rain with a yellow rain warning. So
piss off, what's
£16.50? Yeah, so if you are considering going next year, if you're going for the displays, bear in mind if it's pissing it down with rain, not too many displays happening, but there's still lots to go and do and see. There's lots of schools. There are various displays as well that people just crack on through the rain. The Vikings maybe laugh, or the sort of the medieval era who are all there in their very heavy like wool clothes and stuff in the absolute pissing rain.
Getting slowly heavier and heavier and heavier.
Les put last year was £16.50.
He's adamant it was. He says it was.
Isn't that the OAP price?
Yep, there we go. That's
or the first responder price.
Could be. Yeah. You're onto something there, mate. Absolutely. Free fish and chips supper as well with that included, I think.
I think
now, aren't I?
And then they get them all back on the bus at the end of the day and straight back to the home.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, we had a competition. The idea was to buy. We kind of went into it with we're going to try and buy the best thing for £20. It immediately turned out that this was a very hard challenge to do.
Yeah,
Lance, I'll let you summarise our thoughts on this.
Well, we didn't really choose a category per se or any sort of scope at all for it. It was a very broad challenge of something great for 20 quid that's sort of niche and brilliant and fantastic. It's like you walk around an event that's got like 300 plus areas of purchase, and you're like, well, fuck me, where do you start? What do you get? So I think next year when we do it, we're going to choose a subcategory within outdoor camping, airsoft, military. Like, could be cooking, or it could be a scope, or it could be something to do with, something an admin type item or something. So we've got a category of something we've got to purchase within, because it was very, very fucking broad. Military Odyssey. Yay!
Literally, Lance and I are standing there. We've got our £20 in our hands. Like, have you bought anything yet? It's like, no, I haven't. Have you bought anything yet? I was like, no, I haven't. I don't know what to buy. I was trying to blag
a US fighter pilot's aviator's watch off of a guy for 20 quid, but he's like, no, mate, it's like up for like 80 or whatever it was. I said, can you do it for 20? I said, it's really important because I'll do a podcast and I must beat these fuckers. And he's like, no, I really can't drop the price from 80 quid to 20 just so you win your podcast competition. I was like, that's not very nice. He said, how about some Dutch ski boots? And I was like, no, fuck off. I don't want your ski boots. I want that really cool watch. Hopefully it's there next year, because it was in a little corner tucked away. So I'm hoping to go back, because it wasn't until later that evening, like as I was sort of going to bed, that I thought, why didn't you just buy it for yourself and not have it as part of the competition? You could have just bought the watch if you liked it. And I actually genuinely at the time thought, well, I can't get that to win now. So, right, thanks. I'll see you. And it weren't until I was laying there about to go to bed going, oh, fuck, I could have just bought it for me. Cock it. So, yeah, hopefully next year it'll be there waiting for me. Ah, wah. Mr. Jupe, how's it going?
So before we talk about what we spent our £20 on, because I have a sneaky suspicion we both didn't buy one single item for our £20, because that was quite a hard thing to do as well.
I did. I thought it was up. I got it totally.
Yeah, well, you had the benefit, Andy, of sitting there on a computer doing it, and we're roaming around
my phone while using a drill. Thank you very much. I made it very difficult for myself.
No, fair enough. But we had the slight complexity of having to wander around the stalls and going, oh, I don't know what to buy.
Have you looked through eBay? Like, that's exactly the same.
But it's not part of the contest. Was at Military Odyssey, not eBay.
Anyway. So, Lance, did you get any fancy little bits and pieces that weren't in your £20 thing? Did you?
I did. I initially started off as doing like you said, and I sort of started to go down the cookie route, and then I sort of completely lost interest in that, and then it ended up sort of buying something at the end of the day for £20, which is my thing. So I did get some purchases. So I'll start off with and I know Rage is going to love this, is I bought some charms for my Crocs. So I bought two. I think it was 3 for £5 or something. So I bought one for my son, which was an England football badge to go on his Crocs, and I got one that says "Just Camp." Now, I'm not sure if that's a statement, or they just want you to go out camping, or it's just camp.
I'm just camp.
It's just camp. Nothing, that's it. Face value.
I feel as it's
because the A does look like a bit of a TP, so I think they are suggesting that you just camp. Just camp.
Or butt plug.
Should we go away for the weekend? What do you want to do? It's just camp. That's what they're saying. That's what that charm says.
Yeah.
Have you watched Brokeback Mountain?
I have.
I just can't crock you.
Hence why I bought Crocs immediately after watching it. And then the other one was iCore's safety briefs. There you go. But it's green, so
which
you
is
can't
green
because it's stupid. So that's them. And then I bought these, girls and boys. They're just Dragon Fuel cells, standard. But he chucked them in because I bought 12 of these bad boys. Now, again, this is green, so this is going to be a ball lake. But these are Fire Dragon combustible solid fuel tablets. Now, look at them bad boys there. Look there. If I get 6 of them. compared to the actual. Now, obviously, they don't last as long as one of the bigger ones, but they are 6 of them compared to 6 of them. Not tested them in the field yet. Very interested to see how it goes. And because they're in a little tinfoil tray, he said you can essentially just take the top off, light it, and just balance your cook pot or something above it. So I'm interested to see how they get on.
Yeah, I wonder if they do a slow burn so they don't. Because the other dragon fuel.
Oh, they're really quick.
Yeah. So the other dragon fuel.
My eyes!
Burn. Yeah. It's like a phosphorus grenade.
Oh, can you imagine? Just blows a hole in the bottom of your cup. Yeah, fuck.
Turns out they have the same reaction as thermite.
But what I'll do is, I think it's quite obvious that one of these is going to heat a litre of water. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do a litre of water. I'm going to do a brew amount of water, like half a litre of water or something like that, to make a brew standard mug of coffee. So I'm going to, so I'll test that over in the woods at some point, just to see whether it takes one of them to make a brew and then 173 of these to make the equivalent.
And what are you going to use it in?
Sorry?
The flexi stove or just a hole in the ground?
I will probably put it in the old Crusader, mate.
Yeah, in his hand. Yeah. This does not burn.
This is pate.
No,
failing that, if it doesn't work,
not good.
if I ever go to another hotel break or something, I might take a few of these on and just chuck them in with the butter, just for a laugh. What goose?
Turns out they also ignite by a knife just cutting through it.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh dear.
Self-melting.
So a little bit of science, for my purchases, and I did get because I'm going through doing my main bike licensing in that now. So I bought another 58 pack for my pannier bag to go on the side. Some rather lovely writing on the back there as well. So I picked that up for £15. Thought it was quite good because that was initially going to be my thing, was my 58 pack and large pack and my cooking stuff, which was a £5 for fuel blocks. That was my 20 quid. Then I found this. Should we show that now, or are we going to do that in a bit?
Well, I'll just talk quickly about my little fancy purchase. So I went into one of the tents and I was like, "Ooh,
can you turn your camera off and then?" That. Oh, right. Okay. I thought you meant the other thing. The thing you've got to put on, because you put it on with camera off and then turn the camera back on.
Oh no, I wasn't going to talk about that one.
No, you fucking got to.
Yeah,
what? It's not. I haven't got it here. Now. I haven't got it here.
You haven't told the wife, have you?
Yeah. So basically,
where's my phone? I'm going to message that quickly.
I was walking through one of the stores and saw these RA2000 or PTC 414 combat telephones.
Hello,
sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, this would be fun." So, managed to basically blag quite a cheeky discount on some field telephones. So
they're very cool. I like them.
These can be directly wired in to the 250 meters of cable that he sold me with it.
Did you get the other one working?
No, this is the one that doesn't work. I'm planning to send these off to JCI Comms. I reached out to him and said, I've got a military thing that makes like communications over a distance that doesn't work. Could you fix it? And he said that he will have a look at them for me. So
it gets power to it though, right?
So the way that these work is these have 4C batteries sitting in the back that basically generate power. And when you wire them together, from my understanding, I do have more than one, Drew, because otherwise it'll be completely pointless. The way that these work is that they effectively sense. Once you wire them together, the one that you are transmitting with sends a signal down the line to the other one. But from my understanding, the other one then needs power to run like the speaker and bits and pieces. It doesn't have enough power to do whatever it does at the other end. I'm not a phone expert. I'm
so only one of the units takes batteries, and that powers both ends.
No, so both units take batteries.
Right.
But only one of them, when you run the battery check process, which is very helpfully explained on the back. When you run the battery check process, it's only running on one of them. So it appears that this one isn't getting power from the batteries to the unit. So that's what I've got to investigate a little bit. So looking into that, but this may be featuring in an event coming soon, because I like the idea of having some sort of more physical communication.
Especially from the gun emplacement and that, and the potential to... Yes. Because I could have obviously spliced some IP-rated disconnection points in that main cable. So you can then potentially shoehorn in a, disabling comms and then obviously reconnecting comms and things like that. It's a bit of a tit for tat mission, which would be good.
So you've got. I mean, within that scope, you've got a tasking to roll that cable out and establish the comms line to start with. You've got enemy taskings to disconnect it and basically break those comms. You can also, and I've been talking to Harry about this, potentially jack onto them as well.
Because you could have it as a Sanger phone.
Yep.
Especially like Longmore, for example.
Yeah, it'd be good at Longmore.
The main mob running
comms. It would be good between the one tower and the other tower.
Yeah.
Fuck off the other three. Ignore those. I just want to talk to them. So yeah, basically having a little play around with those. I'm going to be looking to use those at an event coming up. And if I can find some more and I can work out how it all works, then maybe look at like a little interchange system as well. So
Drew thinks he might have a manual for them. He's going to dig around.
Oh, cool.
Which would be
really helpful, please. Yeah.
Oh. Great purchase, mate. Great purchase.
Thank you. Good. Right, let's talk about our £20 thing then. So what did you get for your £20? Sorry, Andy. I appreciate this is probably a little bit.
That's all right. I'll talk about my £20 purchase in a minute.
Go on,
my £40 purchase.
Do you want to do your one now?
You can do yours first, Andy. Go on.
Go on, Andy. Soon as you fucked up.
Yeah. So they're on their way, but you both have a pair of Swiss Army Alpine Flage red camo trousers.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. They look very festive.
£18.99.
They look very festive. I like that.
Christmas camo.
Can I have a look at that? Oh, they're very festive.
Yeah.
Oh, I like them.
That almost looks like a little picture of Father Christmas in the front of that one.
Could it almost be?
So that's that Alpine Flage that Randy.
Yeah.
It's a better photo.
Oh, thanks, mate.
And they were £18. £18.99 each.
Did you buy yourself a pair as well? Please say you bought yourself some.
Yeah, of course I fucking bought myself a pair.
Happy days. Oh, for fuck's sake.
So technically, I didn't go there and I spent 60 quid.
So I didn't even go. Yeah. So what force do we think that camouflage would be best suited to? Is that a blue 4 or op 4 camo?
Red 4.
Or is it just a breakaway?
I would say it's more like an op 4 Ali G loadout.
Wait until you see it. It's actually wicked. It's really like.
Is it a genuine?
Alpine Flage. Yeah. Alpine Flage is a genuine camo.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, it's like an autumnal. Must be some autumnal thing. Yeah.
Like it's
very
well
with Crocs. I expect they would, Steve. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm gonna have all the colours going on.
Oh, then you can wear your white bow hood.
Yeah, white German snow sniper poncho. That fucking dungarees that you bought me in, and not real camouflage, real Crocs. Lovely.
Have you guys met the NoFo guys over at the stand? Well, I don't know. What are they wearing? Well, let me run you through it.
Fun fact.
Orange camo.
Are you ready? Yeah. Orange lab coats.
Orange lab coats, and black T-shirts, and the most amazing technical trousers.
Yummy.
I know we're taking the piss, Andy, but I appreciate it.
No, I do. I can't wait for them. I love it.
That's all right. Yeah. I just hope I've got your sizes right.
Turns out I've now got sleeves. I appreciate it, mate.
1 inch leg for Lance.
James McNeary makes a good point. El Hatcher is red, and I'm always El Hatcher. I'm red T-shirt guy. Mate, you've just bought me camo for El Hatcher.
To be fair, we've all been El Hatcher. Like every single one, haven't we? So
yeah,
my man. I love El. No, we weren't. We was DEA at one. Weren't we?
No,
yeah, we were. Dog
was...
tag. That was a red side of it.
But you were DEA as well, so you weren't red El Hatcher there, either.
Or was I?
I
was a bit French.
Right.
The old French Colombians.
That's all right. Andrew, you're always welcome.
Yeah, don't worry, mate. You ain't missed much.
No matter.
Actually, quite a bit, actually. Yeah, shame on you. Shame on you, sir. I take that back. Shame on you. Bloody hell.
You haven't missed anything. Really? Yeah,
Right.
so we'll have to have a meet up and sort those out.
Oh, actually, with my purchase, I've got a lovely bag. Did you get one of these carrier bags, Mike? A Military Odyssey. I got a Military Odyssey carrier bag.
Oh, I didn't get one of those.
Yeah, look. It's just a carrier bag. It's not going to do anything else, so I don't know what you want me to say.
Did you get that for 20 quid?
Yep.
That's
actually what I got. Yeah.
Right,
come on then, Lance. What did you get for your £20?
Go on.
Just showed you.
Carry it back.
This is when Mike holds up an aviator watch. I got.
He wouldn't sell it to this other bloke.
Brand new G-Shock. Yeah, wicked. So I got. Now I've only just noticed the actual name of the company that makes these, and I'm not gonna lie, made me chuckle. So I got a Zong Long. Is your Zong Long? Because Zong Long. Sit down, more shit, Zong Long. Warning: contains lighters. Keep lighter away from children. Einhalt Fussage. For Kinder uns fuck aufbeihen. So yeah, it's covered.
That's our diversity statistic for the week.
That's it. Yeah. So this is a Model 729 flashbang jet lighter, and it's full metal. It feels really robust. Comes with a little chain, so I thought that was quite cool on the kit.
Does it work? Oh,
yeah. And you've got a little key to adjust the valve at the bottom, so you can make it go and burn people's fucking eyes out, or just have it to light cigarettes, or my fuel blocks. Yeah, it's been in the car all day, so it could potentially explode because it's like compressed gas. So yeah, got that. So safety first, kids. Don't leave these in the car. A lot of people learn that lesson the hard way. No, I won't do that because I'm in my loft. You fucking lunatic.
You thought about it for a second, then.
Yeah. You were like, "How can I do this?"
I thought it was supposed to talk about it. I was sort of processing what he just said, and I was like, "No, I won't do that."
You can put it in your cup.
But there it is. It's made by ETS or Zong Long. But yeah, it feels really good. Like,
they're really good, those.
Pop a pin. I just thought it's quite a cool little bit of cosplay.
I don't want to play like top trumps, but you know the.
But he's got to, girls and boys.
No, I'm not.
That's what he does.
I've got one very similar, so I don't know if it's the exact same make and brand, but they're really pretty little sturdy. One-to-one scale replicas of the grenades
in, hasn't it? Isn't it?
I went with like the flashbang. Like the
yours is the US one.
82. Yeah.
Someone said yours is the US, and that's like the UK. I don't fucking know, but it looks fun. So yeah, I went with
M84 flashbang is the one I've got.
Oh, Les brought one. Go sunshine.
My vape juice comes.
John Stockman want one. I'm not sure where you'd get them from online, mate, but I will happily show. That's Zong Long. I don't know if that helps. There, Zong Long. And actually, on the actual lighter itself, it says I think that's CTS or ETS at the top. I think it's I'm terrible because it's green. CTS, I think.
Yeah, I think that's CTS.
I can't see any other company.
You can find them if you look up.
US. This is the US one. Sorry, this is the US one. US patent. Blah 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 blah. CTS,
if you look up grenade lighters on eBay, they've got them on there.
There we go. Lots of fun.
Cool.
Yep.
So that was the one. Did you spend?
That was £18 or £19. It was either 20 quid or below. It certainly wasn't over. I think it was £18. Yeah, it was 18. So I got a £2 coin back. Hello.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, happy with that.
Cool.
That.
I couldn't find a single item that struck my fancy for my £20. So I'm opening up this to people to pick whichever they think would be the best if we're going to go down the route of having bought only one item.
Hang on a minute. So if you bought several items of £20, and
I bought 3 items, which their total value was £20.
Oh, that's fair enough. You can do that. I thought you bought like 3 items each, like 60 quid's worth of different items.
Yeah, I spent
pick the best one.
Yeah. I spent £200, and then you could just pick out of the 10 items like a cuddly toy,
the conveyor belt going like, this is a torch.
A mouse.
You've got to remember them as.
Yeah. It's wobbly man.
Anyway, so I basically spent £5. I bought a little tub of cat crap, which is the lens defogger. Unfortunately, they are such a small pot, and I'm moving house, and I don't know where it's now gone. So I came home, went through all my purchases, and went, oh yeah, look at this, and now I don't know where it is. So I think we kind of have to discount that from the list because I can't physically show it.
That's like that fog off that I brought. Very deceiving pictures for advertising. Because when it turned up, I could literally hold it like that, and I was like,
they've utilised some real tiny person to advertise it, like back here, and it's this little tiny pot.
Jeremy Beadle's hand.
You get more in cat's crap. Like that's a reasonably sized tub, whereas the fog off one, I lost that within a day. Yeah,
I haven't lost it.
No, I've never used cat crap before.
Glasses case I've put it in out of the 9 Sawfly cases I've got. It's in one of them. I just can't be fucked to open them all.
I've never used cat's crap before, so I will give it a go. But it was £5, which I thought was a reasonable price. Nice. I definitely have seen it more expensive online before, so I thought, a little win there. And then the two other items I bought.
Just quickly, with the cat's crap, put it on and then get a hairdryer the day before and hairdryer it, and it will go like really opaque, and then just leave it, and it literally works perfect. That's what I do with mine. I put cat's crap on, leave it for a few minutes, and then hairdryer it, and it works really well.
Do you mean opaque or transparent? Because if it goes really opaque, I ain't seeing through that.
That's cloudy.
No. So it goes cloudy, and then you you have to rub it off.
You buff it.
But you polish it.
Oh, right, okay.
Because
I thought you were implying just fog it up and then run around.
Problem solved.
If your lenses look like that.
Yeah.
No, they do. They generally go like that. Instead of you smearing it on and it goes smeary, when you heat it up, it goes like that sort of. That's what I meant, like literal opaque.
Oh, okay.
And then when you polish it in, it seems to last longer using a hairdryer.
Yeah.
Just little tip.
No, that's cool. Well, I've got some Edge Tactical Eye Pro that I think it was the first pair I had that have now gone. Basically, the coating's starting to wear off. So I thought that'd be a good opportunity to try it on those and just give it a go, basically. Because I'm always conscious of trying not to mix like the revision stuff where they've got the wipes. Like revision sawflies have their own wipes. Yeah. So I always try not to put other products on stuff that's kind of still utilizing the wipes that were designed for it, if that makes sense.
Also,
but Edge doesn't come with like follow-ups.
Doesn't work on mesh very well.
No, true.
No, I can imagine. Yeah. Fucking crap.
Yeah. Another little discount find that I managed to find, which actually was pointed in the direction by a couple of people, are these Prince Tech head torches. Right, so they come with a little red filter that pops up and down. Apparently, you can change the colours of filters if you want to as well. But it's a little 3-mode head torch, which if you want red, you literally just flip the little thing up. So instead of accidentally running the risk of turning it on and it's not red, which I know we've had chats about before, you basically, as long as you've got the filter up, then it's going to be red. So yeah, quite a nice little bit of kit. That was £10, which I thought was
really good. Did you know that torch box in that little stall gazebo thing is exactly the same spot as it was last year? So that guy has like photographed and set it all out, because I bet he knows he gets repeat buyers coming back and just beeline him for stuff like little niche items like that. And Bob was like, "There they are, woohoo!" I was waiting for Terry and John to go fucking nose diving into the box. They both walked away like fucking 5 or 6 each. Buggers.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely. So I would say I've been wearing this, like my garage is outside and doesn't have any lighting in it because I mowed through the electrical cable. Different story. But I've been wearing this when I've been out in the garage to sort of give it a go. It's quite bulky. I'm noticing it's got a bit of wobble to it when I've got it on. Whereas if you compare it to my Decathlon one, I don't find that quite so much. So
you find you're shaking your head a lot when you're wearing it?
No, but just like a little shake. You definitely feel it's like a bigger weight on the front.
Can't you just change the band in?
Surely you can tighten it up.
Well, possibly. It may be I've got to adjust it a little bit, but I might do like a little comparison between a few of the head torches that I own, because I do seem to have a lot of head torches, having started packing all of my stuff away. So
I still don't think you can better the one from Decathlon, mate, than ones that we got from Decathlon.
Yeah.
The 4-class. It's fucking...
Well, admittedly, this was obviously cheaper, but this is surplus price as opposed to brand new, which is what the 4 class ones are.
But I just can't, I've not charged this for over a year. Granted, I've not used it very much, but it just holds power like a motherfucker.
I've got 2 in my car that literally, if I'm ever just like, I was driving home the other day and my daughter was sick. So we had to pull over and I'm sort of like there with minimal lighting. I was like, oh, cool. Quickly whack on a head torch and just blind everybody. But at least I can see.
Poor Poppy's head covered in puke. Turn that torch off.
And I do not have an odd-shaped head. Thank you very much, Drew.
He does.
Right, and then so that was £15 I've spent so far, and then I was like, right, I want to spend my last £5, and I found some police riot gear, like leg armor.
Of course,
just
you
the
did.
one. Is that just one?
No, there's 2.
You
There's 2. They're strapped together.
Right. I was going to say you bought
together.
one for a £5.
Have you put them on yet?
No, I haven't actually.
Why not?
Live.
They should have been on that very evening.
Right, hang on.
See, if that was me, I would have walked. I would have walked into the bedroom.
There it is. There's the leg shot. Oh, baby, we're gonna get shut down.
Okay.
Yeah,
love it.
Nice.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Go and get your other. Go and get your other purchase on. Put it on.
No, I'm not going to get the other purchase on. We'll do that. We'll do that at the end if I've got time.
No, you've got plenty of time. Me and Annie can fill. Go on, you're right.
Yeah, we can
put it on.
Fill the gap.
Just because you haven't told your wife yet. Go on, go and get it.
No, she knows about it.
What did she say? What did she say? Please tell me what she said.
She said, "Oh, why the fuck have you bought another helmet?"
Oh dear. Please turn up to your new house in that. When you arrive in your removals van, just turn up with that on to meet all your new neighbours. Fucking please. With your right guard shield leg things on. Hello everyone, I'm Normal. This is my wife.
Real name?
Mike. Hello.
Hello.
Just jump out and go,
So we're going to put a little poll up.
Anna should be driving. Anna should be driving the Luton van, right? Anna will be driving the Luton van, and then she'll just open the shutter at the back, and he'll just be stood there like that.
Oh, with your riot shield as well.
And getting lowered down on the grid on the back,
just really slowly.
Yeah.
With some Roman the battlefield theme from Gladiator or something playing.
Oh God! Right,
go!
Oh, let's move on.
Yeah. Fast entry.
Right, we're going to be putting a poll up on some of our socials for people to vote on, because obviously we tried to do this as a competition to vote on who they think got the best purchase, I guess, or maybe the best value. I don't know. You vote on how you want to vote. You just like whichever one you like. You've got obviously Andy's Alpenflage trousers. We've got Lance's flashbang lighter grenade. And then you've got a head torch, a pot of cat crap that's gone missing, and some riot
shouting
legs.
that out. Imagine shouting that out before you enter a room. Flashbang lighter grenade. What's he throwing? What's he throwing?
Yeah. Right. Anywho, that was Military Odyssey. If you are interested in going, highly recommend it next year. We will no doubtably, hopefully, be there. We will probably run some other sort of competition again with slightly more.
Can I just put it out there now? And I think we should buy an outfit for 20 quid, and it's got to be trousers, jacket, and hat, or trousers, top, and hat. Yeah, and whoever's dressed the best.
It can't be
Do you know what we should?
It can't be standard,
and it can't be sexy, because I know what Mike's thinking. No.
No. What I was thinking is, rather than define what items it had to be, you have to buy an outfit, but you have to be only wearing that outfit.
What, for the day?
So if you decide not to go with trousers, you just want to go with like something like a plate carrier, that's fine. But then you're just wearing your pants below, so you've got to cover up in some way. I think that would be funnier.
What? So if you spend 20 quid just on a plate carrier, that's all you can wear?
Yeah.
See, he has to make it weird. All
right, fine. I'm going to buy a gas
I'm up for it.
For 20
buy
quid.
some like 30s Grundies.
Yeah, buy 2 pairs of body armor and have one on the top and one on the bottom, and be like, I'm wearing a body armor onesie.
That's it. Yeah. with my cock and balls hanging out the neck hole.
trouble is, I've seen some reenactors. I could probably go up to them and say, "I'll buy you for 20 quid for the day." Yeah, just have them hanging over me.
Do you want to swap clothes for like 2 hours?
Yeah. I'll tell you what was interesting: the number of bits of police gear there this year. There seems to be a massive surplus of police equipment that's sort of come out recently, because I know Prepper's Shop have got loads of Prepper's Shop have got loads of police equipment. G.I. Joe stores, which was the one that we got the Princetown head torches from, you could pretty much rock in there with a wad of cash and come out and you would just be wandering around that site like a police officer, including some offensive weapons that they apparently were selling just for a tenner. If you want to buy a baton.
Do we address the elephant in the room there that me and you sort of saw, Mike, or do we not?
I think we do. I think it's important.
So I wasn't with Mike when he saw what he saw, but I was certainly with Kenny, and we were both agreed that these people that had these bladed items that they clearly purchased at this place probably really shouldn't have been sold them. Now, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus or anything, but I was really uncomfortable as to what they had and why they would need swords and machetes and big daggers from the way they were conducting themselves. Not casting aspersions or anything like that, but I'm just going from my own personal view. I was really uncomfortable with what they had with them or what they just bought. So, yeah, I'm just saying, if Military Odyssey are listening, you might want to speak to your vendors and get them to start doing a few checks of age and IDs might be a good idea, because even
the thing is,
I was like, wow.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of stuff there that's obviously, X surplus, reenactment, blank firers, all of this, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to be able to go and buy and sell some of that stuff, but when you've got a tub of batons there which aren't in any way labelled that they're offensive weapons, many people don't realise that like a police baton is classed as an offensive weapon. And if you're carrying it around in public, firstly, you've got to have it definitely taken off you. Secondly, you can potentially face some quite serious questioning from the police as to why you've got it. But it's there for a tenner. Like literally, just with the single note, you can be like, without any kind of realisation as to what you're effectively buying.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So it's a challenge.
But it is a challenge. It is at the end of the day. But I do think vendors need to be a bit more conscious about who they're selling to. Now, I'm not trying to paint everyone with the same brush or anything like that. But if I was a vendor down there and I had some, display weaponry or anything like that, I'd be very, very choosy on who I sold it to. And I don't know how you'd dissect it and make sure that they were not using it for anything illegal, and it was going to be for a display thing, or they're into bushcraft or wild camping or something like that, then and they want to buy a knife of sort of yay size for processing wood and things like that, then that's fair enough, or butchery or anything like that. I
thought knives are over 21 now, aren't they? You have to be over or look over 21.
You do, but how do you police that at like a boot fair sort of setup? Do you know what I mean?
You say, have you got ID? If they say no, then you go, I ain't sending it to you.
It's just something that sort of like made me go a bit like, ooh, I'm not sure about that. But there we go. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Stephen said it can be as innocuous as just only allowing card payments.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
at least then you've got some trail as to where that's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, true. That's it exactly. But cash is king at the end of the day. So
Yeah. Chris Berry says, was anyone selling tasers? I didn't see any tasers.
Didn't see any tasers, mate. Definitely wouldn't sell one to you anyhow, mate. If the
so, he'd just go off, wouldn't it? He'd leave it out in the rain.
Yeah. Fuck, not again. Oh, Chris and his magic guns.
I was just thinking, Chris at home, that's how he gets his kicks, just sitting there tasering himself.
Just the balls. Oh!
Right. Anyway, on that note, let's roll around to weapon attachments. So, the other part of the show tonight, we're going to be talking about the different weapon attachments.
15 minutes,
that we have on our platforms. We've got about half an hour.
Yeah.
I unfortunately don't have anything to show and tell tonight, other than what is sitting behind Andy.
There's an attachment of Mike's.
Yes. So we'll kind of roll it into a few little categories. So let's go with sights and optics. Let's go with anything mounted on the front rails, or like a foregrip, angle grip, grip stop, whatever you want to call it on that front.
Stop playing with the tasers. Stop playing with the tasers.
No, he's just put that comment because his missus just walked in the door and caught him, and he's like, "No, I'm not laughing at the fact that I've just electrocuted my balls. It's I'm watching a funny thing on the telly. Look, ignore all that. Why? That's nothing."
Right, so we've gone sights, optics, foregrips, kind of like things like that. Let's go with attachments on the front, so suppressors, flash hiders, anything like that, and then anything else. So that includes like WASDN, like PEC boxes and things like that. Anything that kind of sits on the top. So we'll kind of go through it in that orientation. So, Andy, do you want to talk about what sort of optics that you run?
Vortex
on your wrist
crossfire.
first?
That is it. That's it. That's all I run. Vortex crossfires, red dots.
And why do you run that, Andy?
Because
this is going to be a very short episode if everyone just goes, I've got this.
Because the obviously I am visually impaired, and the eye relief on them is really, really good. I've on both of my weapons, I've got the night vision version, because obviously I run night vision. So that's quite good as well, because it means you can just turn it onto night vision and it doesn't flare up on your nods. The only thing that I find with them that's slightly uncomfortable is the standard riser that comes with them, because I tend to wear Peltors. They're quite chunky, and then when I aim down using the red dot, I tend to catch my Peltors on the stock, so I couldn't get down low enough. So I've upgraded them to Unity mounts. It only adds a couple of mil extension on them, but it makes a massive difference. And the red dots, they're the cheapest. I think they're the cheapest one you can buy from Vortex. But they've taken direct hits from BBs. They've never smashed. They've never done anything. And then on my pistol, I've got a Venom, Vortex Venom.
Tidy.
Nice.
Same thing. No, it doesn't go too bright. You can adjust it to the brightness that you want. So when it's really sunny, you can turn it right up, and it doesn't give that weird star effect. You know, sometimes when you turn them up too bright, you get the weird star effect on the glass. Never had that. Never had it. I think there's like 15 settings, including the night vision one. There's 5 night vision settings and then 10 or 9 standard. Highly recommend.
Cool. Do you run Vortex as well, Lance?
No, I don't. No, I've got a. I'm going to show this is my without showing the actual. Ooh, so there's my MWS.
Oh yeah, hang on. Where is it?
Move it to your left.
MWS.
It's behind your name.
Oh, that's weird. Ooh, there you go. So that's just I think it's like a 40 quid jobby. Does exactly what it says on the tin. It's got a red dot in it, and it works absolutely lovely for what I want it to do. And on my DMR, sorry, I had a right brain fart then. I've got the Elcan Spectre, which is mint. It's a repro one. It's not a proper Elcan because they're like £1 million. But yeah, that's lovely, and that's got really good eye relief on it as well. Really comfortable, really huge field of view. It's like awesome. So I love that, yeah. And I run that. That's the only 2 scopes I run, other than my thermal, which is the NADTAN. Well, not for any time fun, really. But yeah.
It would be cool if Vortex could come out, because I'm personally quite a big fan of Vortex now that I've owned one. Like, I used to just buy cheap 20 quid, 30 quid sites on the basis of, not spending loads of money. It's fine. But having subsequently got the Vortex, I find that, you set it up. Generally, when you then get the rifle out again, it's going to shoot pretty much consistently where you had it set previously. You've got the unlimited warranty on it and everything like that, the VIP warranty. So personally, I'm a big convert to Vortex. But it would be really cool if Vortex could come out with almost like some reproductions of classic styles. That makes sense, like an ACOG type thing, or I mean, I don't know how patented some of these designs and things are, but like an LCAN, for example, would be pretty cool if you could come up with like a Vortex one of those. Because some of these sights and scopes and stuff, they're just so expensive. Like they look cool, but
because the only thing that I think Lance will find in the future is because on your MWS,
MWS. Sorry.
You've got your cheaper optic, haven't you? Your cheaper red dot.
Oh yeah, so cheap in fact that I didn't pay any money for it.
Oh, right. But obviously with the recoil, like with the harder recoil and the harder spring that you've got in there, what you might find is after a couple of games, it will naturally, because they've got no retention in the screws. So you might aim down at one game and you think that your rifle's shooting off somewhere, but your red dot might have dropped or moved, bounced to the left or something. Whereas obviously more.
What you mean the actual screw would come undone?
Yeah, because they've got no retention. A lot of the cheaper ones don't have any sort of like thread retention. Whereas if you look on the Vortex one, if you take it apart, which you shouldn't do because it voids your warranty, but if you take it apart, it's actually got kind of like really tiny little grooves to stop it.
See, because that red dot there, that cheapo I've got there, is a bastard to adjust. Like it's a proper like click, 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 and it's like fucking hell. It's a right.
Oh, that one might be but then with inside it as well, it might the pointer might rattle. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if you can see that, but on the actual.
Just lift it up, see what happens.
No,
don't, because we don't want to get a community strike on YouTube.
If I take them off, because what it goes where the cap under the cap is where you got your adjustment screw, but then which I think is really cool is on the actual head of the cap is the two pins which go into the adjustment, so you actually adjust it with the cap. Which I've not seen before.
Vortex do that, so the same.
Which is very cool. So whether this is a knockoff Vortex without any of the trademarks on it, I don't know. But I mean, it's been really good thus far because I adjusted it for our little after party thing a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, right, yeah.
Hence why it took so long to hit targets, because it was completely not fucking zeroed. So I spent about 10 minutes zeroing it, and after that I was like, oh my god, this is so much better.
Oh, it works when you aim it.
Yeah, when you actually put a little bit of effort in and set things up, it really works well. So yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Hey, it works. It works. That's my two scopes.
That's cool. I run a Spark AR on my PDW. It's the only one I've got of Vortex, but I generally just tend to run one rifle. Like I've got some spares and backups and bits and pieces. The LMG I've never really run a sight on because I find that it tends to be it tends to be quite not spray and pray per se, but I find when I'm using the LMG, it is ultimately there more for suppression. I'm not necessarily there to take names. So you've got like people moving up to a building or something like that. I want to just put rounds roughly on that door. I'm not aiming for like little slits necessarily. So yeah, optics wise, that's pretty much all I've got. I do have some other scopes and bits and pieces that I've just collected because it's the sort of thing you do just find. I cottoned onto a police auction of some stolen or like seized property that the police are auctioning off, and got a couple. I can't remember the name of the brand now, but basically a couple rifle scopes, sort of 4 to 12 time magnification on the rifle scopes, which is quite cool. But yeah, optics wise, to say don't generally rely on them too much. So
actually, yeah, I got a Spark AR on my Mark 46. That's been used. Probably need to change the batteries.
I'm not sure if it's the Spark AR that I tried down at Kenny's, but I didn't really rate the eye relief on it.
No, it's quite. There's quite a frame around them, to be fair.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't think.
They're chunky,
with that one, it's like the outer is very, very thin. So although you're bringing it up to your rifle up to bear and you're a red dot on somebody, you can still glance around the scope. Do you know what I mean? Just so your peripheral's you're not sort of like just channeling down into that red dot.
The one I want is the one that Ash runs, Pegasus UH1, the Vortex. If you look down that,
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
No.
that is. Next time we're out, ask to have a look down it. That thing is sex on a dick. I'm sorry. Like, that is.
Wow.
Like, that is. I'm going out there and saying it.
I knew I'd get other people saying it. Kenny gave it to me, and now I've given it to Andy. Yeah, baby. That is
Honestly,
when something.
that is
That's what you say when something truly is really good.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I do have another scope set up which I've not put on for a while, but it's over there. So it's the hollow sight with the magnifier behind it, the EOTech combination set, which is always
you have
also
the
very good.
Thermal scope as well.
I got my thermal. Yeah, I got my Viper 2.
Yeah. That's still an optic,
which is packed in my Bergen, because I've been doing a lot of admin recently. I've been getting myself up off my arse, and I've squared away all my belt kit, squared away all my Bergen. Just going through all some little bits and bobs, and then sort of stockpiling a car boot area, and then just keeping my. I can't find my Leatherman mutt tool.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it's really, really pissing me off. Because it's nothing that I wouldn't leave that laying about, and it's like it's in a storage box or pouch somewhere, and I just can't fucking find it.
Well, the last time it would be the kit that you took out.
No, because I didn't have it then either.
It's in the back of your truck.
Where?
Because it's in one of the drawers, isn't it?
Is it?
Because you said, because when I asked to borrow a fork, you said it was next to it. I'm sure you said it was next to it.
Leatherman mutt or a fork. I can't remember. Anyhow, I need to find that.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's by the by.
I like the way we're all kind of helping you find it, but like
attachments. I noticed like the entire chat just went silent as everyone.
Yeah. Let's move on to foregrips and the like.
Yep.
So again, generally only tend to run. I always hold the magwell whenever I'm running like little platforms or anything like that. I don't generally tend to kind of go with the whole C clamp or anything like that. But the stoner behind Andy is I do love a grip pod, which is what that is. So that's got
a proper grip pod.
That is a proper grip pod. So it's just you've got the ability to push the button, the little bipod legs come out. That just gives you the little tripod. I'm yet to find that like a bipod set of legs that you use for a sniper or anything like that don't just slowly fall apart over time. I know that you can buy the better ones, but for the amount of abuse that I seem to give it, because with the bipod legs, I used to have these little sort of stubby ones that I would just fold one down and I would use that as a foregrip, which was really cool and it worked really well, but it wasn't really doing the bipod much good. Whereas the proper grip pod, perfect, proper handle, push the button, legs deployed. And
and when you do, you certainly know that the legs have come out on that, don't you? Christ.
Oh yeah, you definitely do. Yeah.
That'll.
I mean, I think anybody in the woodblock would know that. Literally, anybody within like a mile radius will know that someone's just deployed a grip pod, bipod. Clink.
Yeah.
You're like, yep.
I mean, you can do it quietly. So if you do want to deploy it quietly, what I've found is if you just rest it on the ground first, push the button, and then sort of just hold it on the ground and ease it open, so you don't get that spring-loaded freaking like firing effect as they come out.
Spring.
Yeah. Is yours the proper one that can turn inside the grip?
No. So mine's not super fancy.
Oh, you can rotate it, yeah.
Yeah, so you have like it's not far, but it stops you from doing that with it because those plastic legs, they do that, don't they? Whereas on my one, it literally just does like that. It's
that's cool.
Honestly, game changer.
Yeah,
because you're not
the way I use it, Andy, I don't give them a chance to move left or right in the flank. I'm always dead center where I'm shooting.
Can you just run in a straight line, please?
Yeah.
Oh, Phil. G'day, mate.
Single file, please.
Single file, please, Jackie. It'll be in a pouch cunningly
Phil
disguised
says,
as a multi-tool, for fuck's sake. Ha ha ha! Fucking funny Aussie. Ha ha.
Right, foregrips and the like on your twos platforms. What do you use?
I don't run anything on the NWS. Just grab it by the neck and hold on, baby. And I've got just a standard bipod on my DMR. Nothing fancy, just does the job. Lovely, and it's got adjustable legs as well. So if you're on an undulating ground, you can And that's it. Simples.
Yeah.
Used to run all sorts of shit on my other gun. Fucking rear grip, fucking little C things. Little fucking... Yeah, but now it's just too busy. Too busy. Too much going on. Just keep it simple. Just grab it, hold it straight and fire it. Lovely.
Yeah, see on mine, I've recently moved over to the shorter Magpul ones, because I use C clamp quite a lot. So mine's basically there to just stop my hand from sliding back. I did run those V-shaped ones. I don't know if I've still got it.
So the skeletal one.
Yeah, I took them off. I can't remember where. Oh, look, yeah. So I had one like that.
Oh yeah. One I did used to like, which Mr. Marden recommended me once, was the gas pedal, and it's like a little thumb rest that goes on the side. So when you're clamped around it, your thumb sits, it sort of clips under there, and that was really comfortable. But I do think I lost it.
This is very ergonomically designed. Like especially if you're C clamping,
yes,
that works. Like it fits my hand almost perfectly.
Yeah. See, I don't like the C clamp grip because obviously where I've got my pressels for my pec box and my total tack light, they're like left and right of the front foregrip, so I need like one's operated by the thumb and the other one's operated by the middle finger. So
yeah, see on top of mine I've got a dual button.
What, on top of your pec box?
So my pec box.
Do you press that? How big is your hand?
No.
I could never do that.
No, he's got the trigger unit, but the pec box.
So I've got the pec box is in front of my thumb.
I love how we're doing this, all of us.
And the button is literally.
That was weird. I don't like that.
I couldn't help it. But my thumb literally.
Stop it, Mini-Me. Stop it. Oh, not done that for a while.
Literal chills.
Yeah, and our rating has now gone to 18.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna need a sweet sherry after this.
C-clamp.
C-clamp.
Just camp.
And my literally on the top of both of my weapons is the button, and it's a dual button, so I can control. So I'm not reaching forward. The only thing that I've recently changed is that I've recently moved my pet boxes a mall. Quick, get the taser out.
No excitement to be had here. All right, sorry.
So I've moved over to a mall on my Rattler, and the buttons are literally there anyway. So we'll go into that.
That's cool.
With that comment, it's when Mike's wardrobe door opens and Chris Berry walks out and goes, "Somebody say taser." Oh dear. Oh dear, look, I forgot my trousers again, but I brought my tasers.
I like the way they're now plural.
Yes, yeah. You know when you got two guys, two tasers.
One thing, I know I haven't come to Lance yet, but on foregrips and things like that, have you guys ever played around with Sugru? So it's like a moldable putty that in air. I think it's air. It might be air or moisture. Basically turns to like a hardened silicon. So it stops it becoming.
Oh yeah, what did you used to use
playable.
that for?
I've used it for all sorts of bits and pieces. Like I've got bits of kit that I kind of effectively wanted to glue together in such a way.
I remember you saying, I'm sure we was talking about cable management, and you made something to retain some cable or wiring somewhere. I'm sure you said something about it.
I haven't used it. I mean, you can use it to reinforce. Yeah, you can use it to reinforce cables and bits and pieces like that. I've not used it for that myself. Right. But I have used some of it on like one of my rifles had like a little sharp edge on one of the handguards. So I basically just put a little bit of that on there, and you can do all sorts of things. Like you can mold your own finger pattern onto the rifle if you wanted to on your foregrip and things like that. So it's like proper customized for you. Yeah, had enough. Sorry, Pegasus. He's used Sugru for R-hop patches apparently. So it's good. It's good stuff. You can do all sorts of things with it, but it does go off over time if you don't use it quick enough. Just as a tip.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of packets of it thinking, this is amazing. This will last me forever. And then when I went to use it, it's all hard and doesn't work.
Oh, bugger.
Is it heavy once it dries? or is it literally like a silicone?
No. It's basically if you imagine like you got anything in your kitchen that's silicone, it basically turns to that.
Wow.
So it's like Play-Doh,
like beading sort of thing, like a beading around a bath.
Oh no, silicone in terms of like a spatula or something like that, or
I see. Right,
yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, wonderbar.
I would recommend it if you've got anything that you kind of want to make more ergonomic or anything like that. I think it was Green Mountain Rangers recommended it in one of their videos an awful long time ago.
Green Mountain Rangers, yeah.
And then it was just cool to kind of see how people make things more ergonomic for them. But anyway, Lance, what do you run? You don't run a lot of foregrips and stuff?
No, not at all. Not at all. No grip enhancement devices or anything like that. That's what they're called. I don't fucking know. But I like it, and I'm going to run with it.
Yeah.
What grip enhancement devices do you run on your rifles?
Yes.
One product I've always liked, and I'd be interested to hear your two's thoughts, is the split bipods. So they're the ones that effectively mount on either side of the rifle, or you can kind of mount them on a canter. If you've got like a hexagonal heat shield, you can mount them on like M-lock and things on there. So I run one on my DMR, which is over there. You can't see it from here. But basically it's like the Ares Amoeba ones. I'll just bring them up quickly because I can show you. I really love the concept of these. They're just cool, but I find again they just weaken up over time, and then you're just constantly having to bolt the things closed again. Hang on, here we go.
What is these?
So it's like a set.
Oh, they're bipod legs. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a set of bipod legs, but basically they are disconnected. So you don't end up with like this little weird sort of triangle sitting underneath your rifle platform. You can literally bolt them to the side and you can fold them down. So your bipod mount, effectively, the whole system's shallower. That makes sense. You don't have like bipod then gun. You've got everything's a little bit more lower profile.
To be honest, other than the LMG, I don't really understand bipods in airsoft, because a lot of sites they say that if you're an LMG, you can only do full auto, or you can only have a certain length of fire or unlimited fire once the bipod's deployed. You can't just sit there and just fire. But everything else, it's light enough to really light enough to hold.
I've only ever used it where on the DMR where it's not so much, I can't hold it. It's more just I want to try and keep it as stable as possible, so that if I'm trying to drop rounds on, like the first two, for whatever reason, haven't gone where I want them to, and I am effectively eyeing it in, I can eye it in quicker because I'm not, you're not making too much of a movement, whereas I'm apparently quite a jittery person, it would seem. And whenever I wasn't using a bipod, it's like, fire.
I can't wait to see your MWS.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, fucking hell. Just have to shut it. You have to shut like a sash window on it or something, or put it in a door and just close it too.
Can I just wedge this under your arm, please, so I can fire my rifle, please?
Just creeping up in the dead of night. Could you just lift your arm up, please, for me?
Yeah. This is when he comes up behind us and just rests it on our shoulder. Mike, fuck off.
It won't be. It'll be between you, because otherwise it won't keep it in a stable enough.
As long as it wasn't like what Stuart did to me at APOC years ago on a night when we was doing a night patrol. And literally, I'm walking along in front of him, and he's literally muzzled into the back of my elbow and mag dumped straight into my elbow. Like he just walked along and went. Brrr, I was like, it was literally digging it in there, and he just emptied a mag straight into my elbow. And I was like, you are a fucking bastard. Like, I screamed like someone was being murdered in that forest. And I turned around and he was just absolutely rinsed up with laughter. And I was just like, yeah, cheers, mate. That really hurt. It's funny now, but it wasn't at the time. He was an arsehole at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Right, let's talk about the things that you screw on the front of your rifles.
Ooh.
What exciting things we got there?
So that's the SOCOM 556 suppressor. Which goes on my MWS, and I've got the Sniper Mechanics Hex on the DMR.
So we have the same, but mine is black.
Mine is
The other one is FDE.
Yes.
This one's...
Mine's FDE. Ooh. So that's
massive.
that.
No, tracer-wise, I mean, I personally don't see the benefit of tracers.
They're great fun, but I don't use one.
They are great fun, but to me, like every time, no. So this is from experience on my front. Whenever I've seen people running tracers, typically it's the enemy shooting sort of vaguely towards your position. I know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whereas if I'm firing at them, they don't know where I am. I mean, obviously, we're ignoring the whole concept of nods and thermal and anything like that, and torches and the like. But for the most part, you know, whenever I've tracers being used, they to me just like, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. This is where I'm firing.
I get them in the real world, and for Airsoft, I get them because they look fucking awesome at night. If everybody ran tracers, it would be an epic firefight, like when we did that Vietnam milsim where we had the VC and that we're using reds, and the Allies or the GIs were using green. That was immense. That was so much fun because everybody had them running, so it didn't matter. And once you got into it, It was carnage at night time at the stockade. But that was different story another day. But yeah, Drew asked in there about the sound suppressors and the noise amplifiers.
Yeah.
So maybe we could shoehorn that in with the Sound Hog and the Spitfire, Andy, that you got for the AK, which is a different beast. So that just brings on the look of a weapon.
So just going on to Mike's comment in regards to tracers, I think also as well that people don't use them properly in Airsoft.
Where's my popcorn?
So what you tend to find is in CQB they'll just have a laser and it will all be green.
Laser.
If you used it how they would do it in real life, so you load up 5 or 6 rounds and then put one tracer in, and then did another 5 or 6 normal rounds and then put a tracer in, that you don't see them having entire mags of tracers.
No,
well, that's
but people do it, and my thing with tracer rounds
it looks cool.
It's the distance. You don't really need it, in my personal opinion. You know, it's not like they're 500 meters away behind that rock face or on the bridge of that hill.
But
they're like between sort of 30 and 70 meters away. Do you know what I mean? It's just a scale thing. It's a scale thing for me.
So if it's pitch black and you're in woodland and you're having a firefight, it is quite nice to have that occasional shot fly out of the weapon, and you can see where your rounds are actually going. With nods as well, if you're lucky enough to have them, red tracers with nods are game changer, because we have to admit most people don't have nods. There's only a small group of people. They are becoming more and more easier to get hold of, but 90% of 80% of players will just be using white light. And if you're doing an ambush, if I've got my nods on, a player with just naked eyes won't see a red BB that well, because your eyes don't pick up red as a natural light source. But through nods, they're not ridiculously bright. You can see where they're going. You can see where every second shot is going, and on the LMG, it just looks dope.
100%. Like I said, you can't take away from the fact they do look very cool. Very, very cool.
I think if people used them correctly, there'd be a lot more use to them. So if you did get like 1 or 2 rounds, because what I used to do was 5 rounds, then a green, then 5 rounds and a green, and then on the last 5 rounds that I fit into the magazine, it would go
the first 5.
First 5 rounds.
Yeah, the first 5 that you put.
Because otherwise, I fired 5 red ones and then they're all green.
Yeah, yeah. But basically, so after you're firing, the last 5 rounds that you fire out your bag, I did them as all green, because then also as well, you go fire, and you go, hang on a minute,
pants on fire.
I've got 3. I've got 3. I've had 3 rounds that are all been tracer. I know that my mag's starting to run out. But I don't do that anymore because I told too many people, and now when they see, they're like, right.
Andy's running out of ammo.
Yeah.
Jigglypuff Gus question: Peck boxes worth it?
Yes.
I'd say so. More so if you've got nods and stuff, like Andy said. You know, you've got your R laser, pointer, flood. They look cool. I've got one on my MWS for the tack light and for the red dot. Don't do it again. I'll be honest, mine's more for the aesthetics than it is for the usability. Although the laser is zeroed to when I'm shooting, you know, it's white light. I also run a tack torch with mine, as you can see there, mounted on the side, which I use a lot more than the Peck. But it's just a handy thing. It's nice and light. You know, it doesn't compromise weight of the weapon or anything. I don't see that too much.
That's a really good example, actually, your picture. If you are running a torch on your rifle, you want that torch as close to the end of your rifle as possible.
Good
so if you've got a
segue,
suppressor or anything on there.
So obviously,
because,
with my suppressor, so my torch sits about an inch back from the end of the suppressor. So, but if I'm very, very cheeky, the reason I bought that Picatinny extender is because when I'm not running my suppressor, my torch sits ahead of my muzzle, so I don't get any shadowing. So when I illuminate the torch, I've got full field of view. I haven't got that little black line where I've got like dead space. So yeah, nice little tip. It's a little Picatinny adjuster that you can put, and you can mount the torch a lot further forward than being at the end of the handguard. If you get that adapter, which I will grab a link to if anyone's interested, and it's actually worked wonders. It's really, really good bit of kit. So yeah, that's something to think about there. And like I said again,
there's a number of people that see that run the torch like way back on the handguard and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, well, all you're doing is now just eclipsing your.
Well, you're just lighting your own
side.
rifle up as well. You're just illuminating that end of the rifle for a good, 6 to 10 inches, maybe. If you gave it set right back, the further forward you can get it, the better it is for you, and the less illumination of your own sort of silhouette, your own person, your own kit that you're going to project. So, which is always good.
See, what I've done with mine is my torch has an IR cap on it. So it has a white light IR cap. But then what I've done is I've painted my maul. I've painted the white light red because Peck boxes aren't as bright as a proper torch. So you're actually giving yourself like 3 different options of light. So if you're looking for something on the ground, you can literally just throw the maul light on, which is a dim red light. In theory, you shouldn't be as easy to spot. But then if you're going full-blown firefight, just put the strobe motion on my torch. And Terry from SEO will tell you that an after story, ain't you?
Yeah, it does. Well, we went up against them boys, didn't we, for that event? And our use of white light was second to none.
It was.
Actual quote.
Yeah, we didn't use it until we heard someone move, and then we just opened. All the lights went on, and we just lit up that area of the ground.
That's what you do. You get people bimbling along with white light on all the time, and it's just like that's why people hate it so much. But if you're fucking sneaky beaky, and as soon as you've got a pretty good idea that there's been one too many crashes and breaks and stuff like that over there, it's like right.
But also, people forget
Good
that
night.
we do have a certain level of night vision. Like, unless it is pitch black.
Well, you think when we did Op Phoenix, I mean, that's part of the reason we chose that weekend because it was going to be a full moon, and then it was it was beautiful, absolutely stunning. What I've got a background here actually of an Op Phoenix. There we go. So that
was just the ghost.
No, that's just that.
Where's the ghost one?
The moon. Where's the ghost? Oh, the ghost one was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But how cool is that? That's probably one of the best nights over there for being able to see like naked eye that I've had for a long time.
And with night vision, it was literally like walking around in daylight. I had to put the cap on. So you have the training cap.
That's the ghost picture. You can't really see it very clearly. You can see the trees through the at the centre bit there. You can just see the trees. So that was a selfie I took, but for some reason I went transparent for that particular photograph. Terrified the shit out of me. Don't really want to go through it again. But there we go. Yeah, very bizarre.
I had to put the training cap, like the daytime training cap, on that night because it was just clear as day.
Right, moving on. Let's talk about things that go on the top of your rifle. So we've obviously covered PEC boxes. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that you would add? The one I'm going to quickly mention is my PDW. So it has a collapsible rear stock. There is no space for the battery in that stock at all. I tried using normal like dummy PEQ boxes for the batteries, found them really big and clunky, didn't like it at all. So I ended up actually taking 2 torch mounts, a bit of alley tube, put some end caps in, sort of got end caps that would nicely snugly fit in there, and basically designed myself like a little battery compartment, which is kind of spray painted up to look very similar to the rest of the rifle. And I don't think it looks too bad now. I mean, currently it's wrapped in a big old shroud, which I'm going to take off at some point. But the tube works quite well. You know, I can put a long stick battery in there now, which I wasn't able to do prior. You don't have any kind of weird pouches or cables that kind of loosely run all over the rifle and things, because there's nothing that you can get inside. So that's the only one I wanted to specifically mention. So
the only other thing for me would be, secondary sling mounts, which I use. I run one on my. I don't think you can see it there. No, it's not on that one, but it would be just underneath, like the rear of the PEC box on the left-hand side. So I have it like a 2-point sling, and I have it clipped up on that left side, as opposed to being underneath the front iron sight, which is like the standard area for clipping on. So yeah, any additional sling mounts and things like that, but that's personal preference. You know, you might not run that. You know, you might be quite happy with what you've got on the rifle as it stands. But yeah, something to consider.
The only other thing is what you used to run, Lance, launchers.
Yeah, I can do that.
Guns.
Yeah.
Although one thing that I've seen recently is someone did a reverse Picatinny, so they could literally run their pistol. So it was like a Glock.
Oh, what? Mount that underneath it.
Yeah. But they didn't run their Glock because obviously it's got the blowback. They were using the Mark 23.
Sorry, the thought of mounting a blowback Glock underneath when you fire, it's just the handguard comes back.
Because your entire rifle would be going backwards and forwards on the actual.
Well, no, because presumably you're holding the rifle more solidly than the pistol, so you just pull
you'd have to transition to the pistol and set the rifle on the top. Fucking lunatic.
Yeah, that Mark 23 it worked really well. So he literally had a big. He was on MWS as well. But he put a really silent Mark 23 underneath. So he was just lying there, and then when people went past, he was like, "Ooh."
Yeah. I quite like the idea of the underslung shotgun, like old Dylan on Predator. That'd be quite cool. I quite like the look of that. That could be a CQB sort of type thing. It'd be quite handy. Just go in the room and just boom. Or like an old farmer's sawn off side by side. Just fucking boom, boom. Nice.
I mean, that's an interesting point on launchers, because maybe it's more of a topic for another day. But I mean, you do get the kind of buckshot rounds and things like that, which are, you got your 40 mics and your Zoxners and stuff like that you can kind of fit onto these things. But from my understanding, like what I've seen, the range on them, the 40 mics is different. But in terms of like the little launcher grenades and shells and things, they're quite poor range. Like you're not going to be running in and getting the realistic distance.
I want a
on
shotgun
that
cartridge to shoot out like 20 BBs, 10 to 20 BBs, and just boom, cluster munitions sort of thing. Whereas an awful lot of them I've seen, they only fire like a single shot or a little stream of BBs out of it. I want them all to just come out fucking bleh. That's what I want. That's a shotgun, because it's called a shotgun because it's got shot in it.
Well, I mean, the little CO2 shotgun cartridges is quite good. The ones that I can't remember the name of the brand, but the shell ejecting ones.
The little square thing that you just
you can get them that are like pump action, where you put a load of shells in there and you get sort of varying shotguns and things. But it's the shell ejecting ones, so they're just a bit of a pain because you've got to then catch the shells if you want to reuse them.
You're rich.
Yeah, but. I thought those have always been quite cool, but I think it's just that issue with airsoft in it in comparison. But,
yeah. Defo.
So, well, if there's anything that we have missed, there we go. APS shotgun. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the one.
The little APS shells, because they're basically like, you put all the gas in the shell, and then you just load the shells in, and then it fires out of those.
I should have to look at that. Drew says, anyone use an amplifier screwed to the front? A sound amplifier, like a noise hog, anything like that? I haven't personally, although my son's Cybergun Blue Wolf comes with one fitted, and that makes a fucking decent sound.
Yeah.
A nice snap to it. Yeah, it's really good. Really impressed with that. So I'm sure
it's like the ARP9s. They have one, don't they?
Yeah,
and you stick a nut. They are good. They're all right. The only thing that I found is that it makes the weapon sound a bit weird.
I wish those two lads in New Zealand had actually got their sound amplifier to market. The one that sits underneath, like my MWS in the background there. That tube is essentially like a Bose sound tube, if you like. And the video on YouTube, if you look it up, I can't remember the name of it, but you'll have to do a bit of searching on YouTube for Airsoft sound amplifier, UGL amplifier, something like that. There's these two guys in New Zealand made one, and it is fucking phenomenal. You can program it to whatever gun you see. If you've got an AK, program it to sound like an AK, AR-15, blah 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 blah. But mate, honestly, they did a shot like he's like 60 odd meters or what? Yeah, you could though. They were like 60 odd meters away,
was that me?
and he fired it without the sound suppressor on there, and it was just like, yeah, you just hear it's an airsoft rifle, and then obviously it wires into your trigger contacts, and then he fired it with it on, and it literally sounds like you're getting shot at for real. So imagine if you had a section with them, even with an LMG with one. I mean, mate, that would be absolutely cool. Outstanding. There's probably about 15-minute video of it. I don't know how it never got to market. It's such a great little niche device. I'll definitely have one.
It's probably too expensive, wasn't it?
I don't know. Two lads just managed to knock one together. I can't see it being that expensive. You know, it's a little bit of circuit board, trigger contacts, a decent amped.
So
speaker.
I think it might be called the RDX XM203 Boss unit, which is I've just found a quick video on YouTube, but until I actually have a proper look at it, I can't tell. So we'll check that one out.
Absolutely.
So, if there's anything that we've missed off attachment wise, then please feel free to throw it in the comments, shout at us, let us know. It's always interesting to see weird and wonderful things. I mean, we've talked about the ICU system, which is the little mirrors that you can clip on the front of your rifle. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful things. You can get the ball sack foregrips and things like that as well.
Lovely.
But I was quite proud of us tonight. We went down a very professional route, and we talked about all the professional things. Very
professional.
Yeah.
Professional. So can we have a silly session next week, please?
Yeah, we'll have a silly session next week. Well, next week we're going to be talking about cooking systems. So we're going to be talking about all the different little bits of cooking system. Very nice to tie in with Lance's little...
I will promise, hand on heart, to get out in the field and test and do a little cheeky video for our community chat and stuff on WhatsApp and Facebook to see how these bad boys go. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm relying on you two to bring all the cooking systems to talk about, because I literally have my jet pot of things.
I've only got two.
I shall do some digging and ting. Get some pictures.
So,
yes.
Cool.
So, just quickly before we go, I know this isn't the platform for it, but I'm going to use it anyway. If anyone is looking for something to do on this Saturday, and has some labouring skills, please drop me a direct message, because we are looking for labourers or tradies to come over and give us a hand at the new Rift Blackstone CQB site. Any help is appreciated. At the moment, there's only a handful, there's only 3 of us working there, and we're falling a little behind. So if you do have a free day, you will be rewarded with free games and things in the future once it opens, and lunches.
Get a cuddle from Andy.
Get a cuddle from me. Maybe even a kiss, depending how skilled you are.
He'll wear his Alpenflage trousers. And,
when they arrive.
Sorry, can we call it Festiflage, please? Can we call it Festiflage?
Festiflage.
Yeah.
Well, not Festiflage.
So, yeah.
Festive.
No, it's Festiflage. Festiflage.
Festering. By festering flage. She gawped at my festering flage.
Please, if you do have a spare day or so, please help. Like, it would be really appreciated.
Yeah, I'll see. I might be a free mate coming up. I can pop up and say hi.
Yeah.
I unfortunately can't because I need to finish demolishing this stuff. Sorry. But
yeah,
what I will say, yes. And I wanted to just give a shout out as well to Oscar, who has donated us a load of stuff for our upcoming charity sale, the Odor Surplus.
Odor Surplus is coming to market.
We are going to be selling Odor Surplus.
Shit.
If you know any surplus stores, or you've got any links with any surplus stores, we're going to be trying to reach out to a few as well that are, that they have stuff that stinks that they can't get rid of. Like it's tatty as fuck.
And, can we just say like a musky odor surplus smell? We're not
if it's not musky, if it's not musky when we get it, I guarantee you it'll be musky by the time we give it away.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But basically, we're going to raise some money for charity. We're going to be selling Odor Surplus, which is our little military surplus potpourri bags.
So to bring brightness to any living room.
Yeah, I was debating whether we could get some little November Foxtrot bowls made up as well, so that people can have their Odor Surplus potpourri in a NoFo bowl.
Like an orange camouflage bowl somewhere.
Yeah, we can come up with something.
We'll do it. Of course, we'll do it. We always do.
Dan Brewer.
Christ.
Have a think, mate, and let us know.
Yeah.
Dan Brewer, NoFo bowls.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I went down the route of just, could we buy some orange bowls and some stickers, and we'll just slap a sticker on it.
Yeah. Cereal bowls.
Cereal.
NoFo cereal.
But basically, we're gonna be selling them for charity. So we're not going to be making any money from it.
No trays.
I
still think we need to do a NoFo tea towel. I've been saying it for years, but I get poo-pooed because you want to do a fucking onesie because you're weird. Lots more people will buy tea towels and onesies.
I do. So I genuinely want to
NoFo aprons.
NoFo barbecue apron. NoFo barbecue.
2025. I was, funnily enough, thinking about this, and I'm conscious of the time, but I was thinking about this in the last couple of weeks. I wanted to kind of branch out a little bit more with our merchandise. We do really, we've talked about it for years now. We've got loads of ideas with different bits and pieces. We're going to do it. So
Fingers
there will
need to be pulled out.
Yes, there will be some NoFo merchandise available at some point, which will be T-shirts and bits and pieces like that. I think we're going to go down the route of fundamentally probably just making it as cheap as possible so that people can buy as many as they want. Basically, we're not going to intend it to be a huge money-making exercise. But yeah, I think this is something we need to do now.
Let's do it.
The point.
Come on.
Yeah, there's only so many times Les can ask us for a T-shirt.
Come on. Make the merchandise now.
Right, there's a couple comments. Stephen Whitehead says, anyone see any USGI 90s gear for sale at Military Odyssey? I didn't get to go, unfortunately. I was at the Thomas the Tank Engine day instead. Peep, motherfucker.
That sounds like fun.
I'm not going to lie to you. That sounds hideous. I'm sorry, mate.
I don't know if he was there for himself or whether he was there with his kids, perhaps. I don't know. He may be a Thomas fan. And if he is, happy days.
I've met Stephen. I guarantee you he wouldn't lead kids to go to the Thomas the Tank Engine day.
No, absolutely went. And I bet you he went in his Desert DPM get up as well.
Yeah.
Fair play. Did I see the USGI 90s gear?
I didn't see any.
Talking. Not that jumped out. Oh, I did see some. I
wasn't really looking for it, to be fair.
I did see some cookie dough camouflage, if that's any good to you. Bits and bobs like that. I can't remember the name of the stand that had it for sale.
But it's not good to him anymore because it's...
No.
The Military Odyssey is shut now.
He's asked a question. I'm answering his question. Don't forget me. Stop it. Fucking wind your neck in a bit.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm going to hold this on for 10 seconds at you now, just so you know how angry I am.
It's almost like being sprayed when you're a dog. Isn't it?
It's like Mini-Me. I've got a water sprayer. No, down Mini-Me. Get back in your
I'll
US
be honest
10.
with you, there were so many other comments and I apologise. I don't think we've had time to run through them all today. Next week, we're going to be talking cooking systems. If you want to get in touch with the show in the meantime, you can do so. No, cooking, not cookie.
Cookie system. Cookie systems.
If you want to get... Huh?
Didn't we do cooking systems recently?
Probably.
Oh, I thought we didn't. Have we?
Yeah, I remember talking about it.
I didn't do mine.
Maybe
so
we
fuck it.
have. Maybe we have. We'll have a chat. We'll work out what we're doing next week. If you want to get in touch with the show, you can
Just quickly, Mike,
NoFo.
before the end of the show, if more than one person says a topic to talk about next week, we'll do it. Starting now, before Mike finishes. Go, Mike.
Yeah,
if you want to get in touch with the show, you can do so on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is at November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. You can also get in touch with us on our own individual Instagrams at 9volt Airsoft for myself, at @callsign_Quartermaster for Andy, or at the _punished_1_ for Lance.
Footwear. One footwear.
What have we got coming? Footwear.
Combat
pooing.
Right, that's not a match. It's not a match. We can't say snap. Tranja doesn't count.
Tranja.
Food. No. Ooh, Tranja food. No.
Footwear. Who wants the closing words? Tasers.
Tasers to the balls. Closing words. Andy can have them, and he can do his Huntingdon call to arms again.
Yeah. So
as a rap,
as a rap. Yeah. Huntingdon CQB is something that you will enjoy playing.
Oh God!
I hope. Don't listen
Best
to the show
rap
again
ever.
because we're using. Oh, I did that. You know, it was a rap.
Comms, because James said so. Comms. Who said comms? No one else said comms. Who's James?
James.
Comms. I'm looking for another comms. Chris is making people up now. I think he's tasered. I think he's tased himself one too many times this evening. Okay, James, I'll ask them.
So just with comms, we are looking for a guest for that one.
I've possibly found a guest for that one. I just need to reel them in.
That's what I mean. We are working on. So that
I'm comms reeling them in.
Oh,
there you go. There you go. Right. On that note, we shall see you next week. He's gone. We'll see you next week. Have a good week. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys. Oh, I didn't get the closing words.
Well, I thought
you've got to be fucking kidding me. Just kick him out. Just fucking...
See you next week. Have a good week.
Ciao, Bella.
Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.
Stay NoFo.
All
that lovely stuff.
Shit. Yeah, happy NoFo day. Whatever. Well, anyhow, the competition at the end went terrible because nobody... Yeah. This lot are fucking useless. They can't pick it. No one can look at a comment and then copy it. That's all we was asking to do. No, not
See you later.
Love you, bye. You lot had one job.